Many years ago, towards the end of World War II, the Allied nations got together and decided to form a group that would work together to prevent future world conflicts and solve world problems such as economic, social, or cultural issues that may arise. This group would be called the United Nations. The United Nations is an international organization formed in 1945 to increase political and economic cooperation among its member countries. It can be broken down to be understood by its word parts. United, which means joined together politically for a common purpose or by common feelings, and nations, which means a large aggregate of people united by common descent, history, culture, or language inhabiting a particular country or territory. So by putting the two together, it's easy to understand that United Nations means a group of countries working together for a common goal. After the Allied nations decided to work with each other, they needed to put a plan in place with rules for how the organization would operate. The Allied nations did this by drafting a charter. A charter is a formal document describing the rights, aims, or principles of an organization or group of people. The word charter can also be understood by its cognates, charte in French and charte in German. After the Allied nations decided to draft their charter, they have to decide what principles would be most important to include in the charter. Ultimately, the Allied nations decided on the principles that every nation would be sovereign and have right to self-determination, and that the organization would promote tolerance. The word sovereign means possessing supreme or ultimate power. Sovereign can be broken down by its prefix "sauver", which is Old French for above, and its root word "reign", which means to have royal authority or dominating power or influence. The word self-determination means the process by which a country determines its own statehood and forms its own allegiances and government. The word can be broken down by its part, self meaning the countries themselves, and determination, broken down to the word determine, which means to fix conclusively or authoritatively, and its suffix, ation, which means action or process. Finally, the word tolerance means the ability or willingness to tolerate something, in particular, the existence of opinions or behavior that one does not necessarily agree with. The word tolerance can be broken down to the word tolerate, and the suffix "ans", which means the state or action or quality of doing something or of being something. Thus, with this charter of principles, the United Nations was born and still exists today.